Hey, this is Ciara Hanna, aka the Yellow Power Ranger of Megaforce and Super Megaforce. They are doing an amazing job on YouTube and keeping up with all the latest on Power Rangers. So subscribe, see what's going on, and I'll be watching. Bye guys.
So this here is Boom Studios Go-Go Power Rangers comic, issue number 8. And the reason I reused that clip of Ciara from a previous video is because this issue also serves as a prelude to Shattered Grid. The issue begins 10,000 years ago with Rita conquering Gentrax 4. Yes, we begin in the past again with a backstory on how Rita got her henchman. This time, it's Goldar. Rita references Montar, her former henchman who she killed a couple of issues ago. Goldar says he likes to serve Rita, but then she asks him if that's why he's spying for Lord Zedd. So we get a nice nod to the TV series and somewhat of an explanation as to how Goldar came to serve Rita. When Zedd first appeared in the original TV show, Goldar just turned his back on Rita and went back to serving Zedd. Here in the comics, Rita wants to make sure Goldar wouldn't try to overthrow Rita the same way Montar was plotting. She gathered her putties ready to take Goldar on, asking him to choose a side. And it is here we also get more insight into Lord Zedd, as Rita claims he sends spies on his own generals and gets paranoid. But also Rita promises Goldar the head of the man who murdered Goldar's brother, just for questioning him. If Lord Zedd killed Goldar's brother, how can Goldar take that and end up serving him in the TV series? Obviously these comics exist in a different timeline, so things may pan out differently, but this has got me thinking. In the end, Goldar chooses to serve Rita. Returning to the present, the Rangers are taking on the Putty Monster. Strictly speaking, it's not a monster, just a super putty, but I'll call it a monster to differentiate it from the normal putties. The monster is very strong and takes on all the Power Rangers. Its ability to change shape is a bit like Venom from Marvel's Spider-Man series. He can adopt the form of a Power Ranger, which is sort of like Venom forming Spider-Man's black suit. And also, if you look carefully at the monster's belt buckle when he takes on Ranger form, it's not a Power Morpher, but a putty's belt buckle. It's a nice nod to the original TV series because in the episode Mighty Morphin Mutants, putties were given the badges of darkness to transform into mutant rangers. Instead of wearing the Power Morphers or the badges of darkness, they just had the standard putty belts. It's difficult for the Rangers to fight the monster because when it was posing as Matt, it was able to learn all the Rangers' moves, as well as messing with the Rangers' minds, like taunting Jason and Trini over their feelings. There is a hint of humanity left in the monster though, as it splits between its copy of Jason and the lady form it assumed early on in the series. It says it's not the Rangers' enemy, because if it wanted them dead, it had its chances. Kimberly doesn't take that though, and she goes in for the attack with her power bow. But the monster dodges and hits Kimberly. Rita commands the monster to destroy the Rangers. However, the monster sort of has an internal struggle and says it's no longer under Rita's command, saying it has no intention of killing anyone. This angers Rita, who then tells Finster to make all putties stupid, mindless and obedient from now on. So there's some sort of an explanation here as to why the putties seemingly behaved more stupid in the TV series after the first episode. Babu is then told to use the puppeteer potion, and she takes control of the monster. It warns the Rangers that Rita's now in control of it as it takes on giant form, and so the Rangers summon the Megazord. The Zords drawn here are very stylized. Look how sharp the saber-toothed tigers and Tyrannosaurus claws are. Megazord's fingers are thinner and appear more robotic, making the Megazord look more like a mean machine. Rita sees the Megazord and has the monster take on the Megazord form too, so the two mechas go head to head. It's quite funny as the Rangers say every move they're going to perform. They shout "Power Sword," so the monster was able to block it. Rita gives the Rangers advice, saying don't announce every move before you make it. It's good advice. Throughout the Power Rangers series, the Rangers announced almost every move they're going to use. In real life, the bad guys could have attacked or retreated by then. So that was a nice little jab at the original TV series. Although I do question as to why the Rangers yelled Power Sword, when that's usually yelled when they summon it, and they already had the Power Sword on the previous page. Back to the action, the Megazord is no match for the monster. Rita thinks she's won, saying how she will send more putty infiltrators down to replace the Power Rangers. Interesting, as she said to Finster only a few pages ago that she wants all putties to be stupid. Anyway, the Megazord is practically beaten, but Billy comes up with an idea. The monster can only mimic one thing at a time, but not 5. So as the monster is about to destroy the Megazord, the Rangers split off into their individual Dinozords. They shout, "Dinozord power now," which was usually called when they summoned their Zords. It's weird they shout it here just to split up, because they never did that on the original series. So with all the Rangers using their own Zords, Zack uses the Mastodon to grab the monster's attention. It catches up to the Mastodon, but Billy uses the Triceratops chains to catch the monster and trip it up. Trini uses the saber-toothed tiger to pin one of the monster's arms down, and Zack then uses the Mastodon to freeze the other arm. With the monster pinned down, Jason uses the Tyrannosaurus's roaring finisher move. Another fun moment here as Jason apologizes to Angel Grove for destroying the street, because the TV series always used the recycled footage of the Tyrannosaurus using the finisher in open ground. It was never seen in an urban environment before. Anyway, the finishing move didn't actually finish the monster off, so Jason leaves it up to Kimberly's pterodactyl to end the monster. So Kimberly flies in and takes it out with its energy blasts. Kimberly tells Rita that if she messes with someone she loves again, she will split Rita in two next. A nice little aggression from Kimberly there. Definitely a teenager with attitude. Crisis over, the Rangers returned to the command center. Jason acknowledges it was Billy's quick thinking that helped save the day, as it was his idea to use the Dinozords instead of the Megazord to win the battle. The Rangers tell Billy how much they need him, but he appears to have his doubts still. Back at Angel Grove High, we see the fallout between Bulk and his homecoming date, Haley. She did not like Bulk making a scene on stage so he could drop out of the homecoming race, in order to protect her from Marlowe. As a result, she doesn't want any further contact with Bulk. Skull's partner says she is going to write a poem about the incident, but Skull sticks with Bulk and tells him her poetry sucks anyway. So it's good to see that Skull is sticking by his friend over a girl. Next up, Jason speaks with Trini, and things are still awkward between the two. Trini says that everything is okay because the monster posing as Matt was just trying to divide the team. So Jason should not believe a word that fake Matt was saying about Trini liking Jason. He thinks it's all good, and Trini says they're just friends. So it looks like their relationship doesn't go beyond that, corresponding with the TV show. At Billy's house, we learn that he threw away the VR helmet from Promethea. The reason is Billy chose not to work there. His dad doesn't seem angry and tells him that if he gave it his all and feels it's not the right place for him, then it's not for him. He then says they should sell the VR helmet to buy a samurai sword or something else. A good bit of light-heartedness to lighten the serious tone. Also, doesn't Billy's dad here look like David Yost? Kimberly and Zack go to Matt's house. It seems that after his abduction, Matt has been suffering from post-traumatic stress. He doesn't remember much, he's not eating, and he's hardly talking. He won't even come down to see Kimberly or Zack. His mother even has doubts as to whether he really is Matt, as does Kimberly. So Rita's plan, although not successful, has managed to inflict a bit of psychological pain on the people involved. The issue draws to a close now with Kimberly working on her gymnastics at the youth centre and Zack working out. Zack wonders if Matt told Rita who the Power Rangers were. Kimberly is all serious, trying to remain focused, and tells Zack that love comes with a heavy price. And then we see a pink bionic hand holding onto a green crystal. This looks like a shard of the green Chaos Crystal from the main comics. The person holding the crystal appears to be a Pink Ranger. She's holding the crystal and the Sword of Darkness and tells someone who looks like Finster that she's going to bring their Lord back. I'm assuming Lord Drakon. So, this is it. Go-Go Power Rangers is crossing over with the main comic for Shattered Grid. I'm looking forward to finding out who this Pink Ranger is. Is she an alternate version of Kimberly, or is she just one of Drakon's sentries? As for how Go-Go Power Rangers has been so far, it's been quite good. I've enjoyed reading the backstories for the characters and seeing how they came to be in the TV series, and also the main comics like Billy almost getting into Promethea. I also liked how this putty arc seems to have been wrapped up already, whereas the main comics arcs last much longer. Now that both comics are dealing with Shattered Grid, I can't wait to see how both series play out.